Hi everybody. Today we're doing a recipe that's so easy and looks so complicated, but everybody loves it. Christmas crack. It's cracker toffee with your favorite topping. Here's what we need. Some saltines. I use about 44 of them, so that's a couple of sleeves. 2 sticks of butter equal to 1 cup. A generous cup of brown sugar, light, dark, or a mixture, generous cup of walnuts, and a generous cup of chocolate chips. Use any kind of nut topping, any kind of chocolate chips, or any other topping that you prefer. We'll be putting in a scant teaspoon of vanilla, and we need some baking spray so that everything doesn't stick. First tip, before you get started, make sure your oven is preheating to 350 because it's critical that the toffee doesn't cool down between spreading and popping it in the oven for its final bake. The sugar mixture is coming up to a full boil. You see it looks light and bubbly, and that's what you want. I'm going to stir it for most of the 3 minutes. You don't have to agitate it, just keep it from burning on the bottom of your pan. When it's boiling like this, start your timer. 3 minutes. Now, let's add a tiny bit of vanilla and watch what happens. It bubbles up, so stand back. Okay, do you hear it? Stir well, and let's get going. Carefully pour this luscious, hot toffee over the crackers. You need some specialty tools for this. Of course, you can do it with the spatula that I'm using to stir, but I find that my spreader and my offset spatula are exactly the right tools for this. Now get it over to the edges and work quickly because the toffee sets when it starts to come up to room temperature. You want every bit of cracker to have some of the toffee flavoring on it. Sometimes they'll pop up. Just press them back in. Find their little spot. Here we go. My goodness. This is a smell of Christmas, absolutely. Warm, sweet, and the buttery smell is unlike anything except Home Sweet Home. Now, here we go. Be very, very careful not to touch the sugar. It'll scald you. There we go, right out to the edges. Perfect. You'll notice as it starts to set, you will notice that there are parts that are thicker than the other. Feel free to move it around as long as you can, as long as you're able. You may think, oh my goodness, I'm messing up the smoothness of it. It will settle back down in the oven. Now, I'm going to spread this around and put it in the oven for 5 minutes, not more, because it will overcook and you'll start to taste a burned toffee smell, which some people really like. Okay, here we go. We're ready for the oven. And here we go. The base layer of this Christmas crack has been in the oven for 5 minutes. I'm going to make sure all of the crackers are lying flat, and I'll sprinkle the chocolate chips as evenly as I can. I'm going to let them sit for about a minute until they're soft and spreadable. I've used semi-sweet chocolate chips. I got them at Costco, mostly because I used so many of them, and they were a good price over Thanksgiving weekend. But you could use any kind of chocolate chips as the glue that holds down whatever other topping you want to put on it. Some people use candy canes. You could use candy corn. You could use anything that will just be held together by these chocolate chips. And let's let them sit for a bit. I'll be back. The chocolate chips have been melting on the toffee layer for about a minute, and they're just becoming spreadable. Don't worry too much if they look a little lumpy. The heat from the toffee will continue to melt them, and you can give a final spread to make it smooth. I'm using walnuts today, but I think that maybe next time I'll do some coconut or some peppermint candy canes. I'm not so much a fan of that bark that's all pepperminty, but I think that might just work on this particular flavor palette. So look how beautiful this is. Nice and melted. Every cracker has some toffee and some chocolate. And now we're going to finish it off with the chopped walnuts. Here it is. All right, there are no lumps of chocolate chips in this. And I feel that the chocolate is pretty evenly spread. Now, I like to start off at the edges just to make sure those corner ones have some of the topping. You know, when this all breaks up, the pieces can be as large or as small as you want them to be, so that they could be nicely packaged as Christmas gifts or any other holiday gift. But you don't want any naked crackers sticking out of the bag, right? So here we go. Like that. Every mouthful will wind up with all of the wonderful flavors you put into it. And really, this is it. Now, I'm going to let these sit on the counter for about a half hour, and then I'm going to put it lightly covered into the refrigerator for 2 hours or more. We'll be back to show you how to break it all up. Look how easily it comes off the foil. It's been in the fridge for about 2 hours and tastes phenomenal. I'm going to load some party bags and tie them with a ribbon, and I will have the first of the Christmas treats. Enjoy. Let me know how the recipe works out for you. Bye.